Day 37. Trump civil fraud trial nearing culmination. Case still a complex legal drama. As the civil fraud trial against former President Donald Trump unfolds in New York, recent developments showcase the intense legal battles surrounding the case. A New York appellate court's reinstatement of the gag order, barring Trump and his attorneys from making public comments about court staff, adds another layer of complexity to an already high-profile trial. Judge Arthur Engoron's commitment to enforcing the gag orders rigorously underscores the challenges posed by Trump's public commentary, which led to hundreds of threats against court staff. The recent testimony from Deutsche Bank executives, who expressed eagerness to do business with Trump regardless of his financial statements, has become a focal point of contention. Trump's attorney, Kise, labeled the case a fraud with no victims, emphasizing the executive's testimony as a key defense strategy. A fraud case with no victims? After the court adjourned for the day, Trump's attorney, Kise, vehemently criticized the New York Attorney General's case, asserting that it amounted to a fraud with no victims. Kise based his critique on testimony from Deutsche Bank executives, who purportedly expressed eagerness to engage in business with Trump irrespective of the details within his financial statements. Reiterating his stance to ABC News, Kise painted the case as lacking merit and victims, characterizing it as an unjust legal pursuit. Additionally, Kise sharply condemned the appellate court's decision to reinstate Judge Engoron's limited gag orders, deeming it a total breakdown of the rule of law. Expressing concern over Trump's ability to comment on the trial, Kise underscored the perceived absurdity of the situation, emphasizing the impact on the front-running presidential candidate's ability to assert his defense and opinion. The reinstated gag order will be strictly enforced. In a recent development, a New York appellate court has reinstated a gag order in the ongoing $250 million civil fraud trial against former President Donald Trump.
And turning now to breaking news out of the New York City trial that threatens former President Donald Trump's massive business empire. Just in the last few minutes, an appellate court reinstated a gag order that bars the former president from commenting on the judge presiding over the case.
The order, initially issued by Judge Arthur Engoron, prevents Trump and his attorneys from making public statements about the court staff, particularly the law clerk, Allison Greenfield, whom Trump claimed was biased against him. The appellate court had temporarily stayed the gag order earlier this month but decided to reinstate it, citing concerns over threats made against Judge Engoron and the law clerk. The threats included hundreds of calls and messages, prompting the judge to emphasize that he would enforce the gag orders rigorously to maintain the integrity of the trial. Trump's legal team argued against the gag order, asserting that it infringes upon his constitutional right to defend himself. Despite the reinstated order, Trump continued to express his discontent on Truth Social, and the judge fined him $15,000 for violating the initial gag order. According to an affidavit written by a top court security official, the transcriptions of the threats made to Greenfield and Engoron, since Trump's initial comments on October 3, filled 275 pages when single-spaced. Charles Holan, an official from the Department of Public Safety, stated that the threats included messages to her email account and calls to her cell phone. In response to the reinstated gag order, Trump's attorney, Kise, lamented what he called a tragic day for the rule of law. He criticized the decision, emphasizing the importance of the First Amendment and arguing that Trump's ability to comment on the fairness of his trial is being restricted unfairly. The legal battle surrounding the gag order highlights the tension between the right to free speech and the need for a fair trial, especially in high-profile cases. The civil fraud trial itself, initiated by the New York Attorney General's office, alleges that Trump and his co-defendants engaged in fraudulent practices to inflate assets on financial statements. With the trial already finding Trump liable for fraud, the reinstated gag order adds another layer of complexity to a case that has been marked by public commentary and legal challenges. Waiting for a separate gag order. Meanwhile, a separate legal battle is unfolding in Washington, D.C., where Trump awaits a ruling on another gag order in the federal election subversion case. The limited gag order, issued by Judge Tanya Chutkan and temporarily frozen by an appeals panel, restricts Trump's ability to directly attack special counsel Jack Smith and others. The outcome of this ruling could have implications for Trump's legal strategies and public commentary in parallel legal proceedings. Expert rebuts allegation that Trump cost lenders $168 million. In a forceful rebuttal, Robert Annell, a seasoned expert in commercial real estate, unequivocally contested the testimony of the state's expert, Mikhail McCarty, who claimed that Donald Trump's alleged deceptions cost lenders a staggering $168 million in lost interest. Annell dismissed McCarty's analysis as narrow-minded support, challenging the assumptions made about the interest rates of the loans. Assertively testifying for the defense, Enel argued that Trump's lenders not only profited but also faced reduced investment risks over time. He vehemently criticized the assertion that Trump's personal guarantee of the loans posed a risk of default, emphasizing that it secured what the banks desired, a committed individual standing behind the loan, providing essential credit support. Judge Engoron's intervention, questioning Enel's findings, underscored the contentious nature of this expert testimony, with the judge emphasizing the inverse relationship between collateral value and interest rates, a crucial point in the heated dispute over the alleged financial impacts of Trump's actions. To sum up, amidst the legal proceedings, the trial is nearing its conclusion, with the judge indicating that a decision may not be issued until the end of January 2024 at the earliest. The absence of closing arguments after witness testimony is an unusual procedural move, requiring both sides to submit written briefs by January 5, followed by oral arguments on January 11. This unique timeline reflects the intricacies of the case and the efforts to ensure a fair trial. The upcoming weeks promise intense legal maneuvering, with closing arguments scheduled for January 11 and the judge aiming to issue his decision shortly thereafter. The multifaceted nature of the trial, coupled with the broader legal challenges faced by Trump in D.C., ensures that the legal drama surrounding the former president will continue to captivate attention as the trial reaches its climax. Thanks for watching. If you like it, comment and hit the like and share buttons. Subscribe for future videos.